actually going to be happening. Let me find Cedar Grove basketball. They just tweeted something out, and they're going to have their classic actually tomorrow, calling the Adidas Legacy. Man, if I wasn't doing Corky Kell basketball tomorrow, I would be there checking it out, checking out the hoop action. But here it is, right here, as you guys can see. You know what I'm saying? A pretty big event. We'll start there while Bacon gets his streams to going and together. But December 22nd, 23rd is what it says at Shiloh High School, but look like they got tomorrow and Saturday on the graphic. But some pretty good games. Kip Academy playing Finger Academy in Illinois. He's got Southwest DeKalb playing Prosser Academy. Berkmar High School versus Jordan High School. Look like they're from Louisiana, I would say. Westinghouse Prep is going to play Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill got a good basketball team, man. Several players. One just recently hit 1,000 points. They got CJ Githers. He's a stud, underrated dog. Cedar Grove will play another out-of-state matchup against Michelle Clark. Excuse me, you got Shiloh versus Brooklyn Collegiate Prep. That'll be a good time matchup. And then Saturday, Michelle Clark is going to play Southwest DeKalb, Prosser, and Kip. Jordan High School and Westinghouse Prep. You got Brooklyn College Prep versus Cedar Grove and Shiloh versus Finger Academy.
Slide of who's, man.
Yes, sir. What you think about the schedule, Bacon?
I'm more intrigued by the Brooklyn school. It says Brooklyn College Prep. I know they do a lot of like their name high school is college in like North Carolina on up. But you know, New York is that's the Mecca, bro. So definitely interested to see how they battle Cedar Grove. Let's see what else we got. Berkmore. I say Westinghouse Prep, Chicago team. Chicago's another city that's big on Illinois is a big state for hoops. So I say that. I say Westinghouse versus Chapel Hill, both Cedar Grove games. I say those two. The rest of them, I'm not really too familiar with Southwest DeKalb. I think Kip Atlanta's got a good team. So Kip Atlanta versus Prosser Academy. They got a good wing who kind of went back and forth for Caleb Wilson earlier this season. I believe was that Hoops Giving.
Yep.
I think yeah. That's it. But I want to ask you though, bud. We both seen Cedar Grove play last week against a team from Florida, the Village, if I'm not mistaken.
Village Charter. Yep.
The Village Charter. Just what did you think about Cedar Grove, man? Did you expect what you saw? Did you expect more? Did you expect less?
Expected a little bit more, but they played a tough schedule to start, so I got to credit their coaching staff for that. I'm still learning that program a little bit, but I know they wanted the best programs here in the state. I don't know. I think in certain spots I just expected Manny Green to be a little bit more aggressive, but I mean, shout out to the other kids stepping up. I wanted to see obviously Gillespie get the ball a little bit more in some spots. I liked the way Yusuf Boyer did in that game. He was shooting it. He had the game time 3-pointer and sending it into overtime. He had a magnificent performance. I liked him. I liked Javante Floyd a lot as a big man. He's a 3-star rated player. I think he could add a lot to that team. Had a double, 14 points, I think 12 boards and like 3 or 4 blocks. So he adds different elements to the squad. I think they have a well-rounded team. They just got to maybe call some better sets, some curling actions, some easy buckets. I felt like everything was hard in that game, and I feel like that should be the case. And I feel like you got a low post threat with Javante Floyd down there. Get him the ball in the post, let him work. That could be a play. Letting Gillespie kind of peel off a screen and get an open shot. Let Manny Green do it again to the other side, and then having Yusuf Boyer kind of bring the ball down there and be able to attack the basket. Just setting up different options for the players and continue to build the chemistry, I think, is key.
No, I agree. I think Keith got in some foul trouble. I think that's why he was in and out the lineup. But I agree, man. Definitely, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like the big man was kind of running the offense to a certain degree, scoring most of the points. He might have been the leading scorer for him. Definitely give him some opportunities in practice. Let him pass out of the post, man. That's just what the big men are doing these days. Get him acclimated to that. Like you said, run some curling actions, maybe some elevator screens, something. Just to get the offense, like you said, run more efficient. And it's a different team, man. I think they give they gave the Village all they can handle, but I think they were obviously more skilled. If they do that, I think they win by. Bless you, brother. God bless you.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it all comes down to.
And Bacon, not to cut you off, it just felt like the action that Village was getting was a lot easier compared to what Cedar Grove was giving. As we're talking about this battle in the piece, it just seemed like their shots that they were able to generate was a lot easier than compared to what Cedar Grove was.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I said, they were running more efficient sets. It was just more of a machine, man. So whenever you're doing that, it's gonna show. And they were just it felt like everybody was in rhythm, like 1 through 8 on the bench, to be honest. So, but yeah, man, that's our take on Cedar Grove. We saw them at Battle of the Peace, like you just said.
Let's talk about that a little bit while we on that topic. What you thought about just Tri-Cities? I'm not sure if we talked about, but just Tri-Cities and Holly Innocence.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest takeaway is Caleb Wilson, right? Just super polished. He didn't have to affect the game of just scoring. Like he was just blocking shots, rebounds, putbacks. Just, super elite, and this supporting cast has gotten a lot better this year. Just all around better, well-oiled machine. I'm trying to get the guard number 2.
That's Kingston Whitty.
Say it again.
Kingston Whitty.
Mm-hmm. I wrote about dynamic. You talking about somebody who get down here, put the ball in the cup, and run the offense? That's what you got. So in the game of basketball, when you want a team to do good, man, you got to have a point guard. That's why Holy Innocence, in my opinion, is a better team. Last year they didn't really have that. So, and for terms of Tri-Cities, similar to Cedar Grove, right? They didn't really get. It just seemed like they were kind of forcing buckets. Had a lot of turnovers. Jalen, very skilled, right? But was missing some layups around the basket. I know Holy Innocence is a very physical team. So you have to credit that to them for being physical on the boards or around in the paint. But it just, like I said, you want to see them run more offensive sets. You got Trey Keith, you got Carby Martin, number 21, who's committed to Georgia Southern, Jalen Wingfield. You just want to see it run more efficiently, not just a lot of isolation basketball, you know what I mean, one-on-one. We want to see that ball touch 3, 4, 5 hands before that shot goes up. I mean, but the biggest takeaway is just Caleb Wilson just dominating the game, man.
No, I mean, you're 100% right, Bacon. I told you, I don't know if I told you this in person or text, but I said I think he could have a Cooper Flag type of effect, right? What we're seeing him do. And Cooper's scoring, but it's like he's affecting the game in other ways. Like Caleb don't gotta have the ball to be effective, bro. Like he is running the offense. You know what I'm saying? He's setting his teammates up. He's getting other people involved, chances. When they double him, he's looking to pass. He's not looking to be selfish. You know what I'm saying? The game just looks like it's natural to him, and it comes very easy. And then defensively, he's out there extending. He had like 6 blocks in that win. You know what I'm saying? So you got a guy that can affect both sides of the ball. You know, he's not just thinking about getting the shot, but he's thinking about the betterment of the team. And like I told you, I think they are a state title contender this year because they have a more complete team around him.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Let me see. Who else is in 3A that's got competitive since we're talking about them right now?
They'll be Class 3A, A private. So they'll be with Green Forest, North Cobb Christian, Lovett, some of those teams. Not even 3A. Last year there was 4A.
Last year there was 4A, okay. Green Forest has got a guard, really a wing. Well, they got a couple of guys. I love to see that matchup. I think had they already played this year. Don't recall, but I like Green Forest. I haven't seen North Cobb Christian. I know they usually keep some hoopers in their fold. That's where Kamai Young, if you all remember him during his days at Pebblebrook. So they keep some hoopers in the fold. But my early prediction, I know when the season just started, but I like Green Forest and Holy Innocence. They don't meet up beforehand to meet in a 3A private state championship. So that's my take. What you think, brother?
No, I 100% agree. I think Green Forest always has dominant guard play, as you kind of alluded to. They've been a team knocking on the window the last few years and just looking to try to kind of break through. I think it's going to be harder this year. You know, unfortunately, they end up with Holly Innocence. So I just – how do you neutralize a Caleb Wilson? You know what I'm saying? And then they got too much to really, kind of slow down. They got too many weapons. They got too many guys they can go to and go get a bucket. They didn't have that last year, and they got it. They had like maybe one other guy. The whole team is better, and they defend at a high level. They're not just looking to
Yes.
score. These
Yes.
guys is defending and two-way players. I think Holly Innocent's got it. No disrespect. Green 4 is going to be there. Don't get me wrong. But until I see otherwise, money on Holly Innocent.
Every time. We haven't even seen, at least I haven't seen or heard of him, Caleb, really going off yet. Like, he gets down to playoffs, it's all right, guys. This is, or it gets in the crunch where you know what I'm saying, it's fourth quarter, 4 minutes left to go, and they're down 2, down 5. That's gonna be a show to see, man. I'm telling you.
100%.
All right, but we're going to get actually what other teams did you see at the Classic, man? I was on there for 2.
It was that one, Bound the Peach. Obviously, I told you about CJ Githers and what I thought about him. I think he's a great player. You know, and obviously talked about Chapel Hill here just a few minutes ago. He's one to watch out for, obviously, going forward. And then, you know, not too much to say on the Cambridge West Forsyth game. Grayson Smith's a good player. They kind of both struggled to score, so not too much to say there. But the game I really liked was the Riverwood Westside Macon. I'll talk about that one real quick. Just J.R. Leonard, just a natural scorer, man. Just can get to the cup, do anything you need him to do. I really like his game, man. And he just reminds me of trying to think like tough shot makers in the NBA. He just does it so effortless. Like the shots are hard, but he just make it look easy, man. So it's just going to be, can the other pieces around him step up? Obviously, Coach Jenkins has talked about, you know, them figuring out the lineups, them figuring out things that mesh together well alongside him. And this year he's having to be the guy, you know, and I think he's more than equipped, but it's like those nights where teams is doubling him and he's not scoring 30 or 25, can the other, you know, weapons step up for him? That's the key part about Riverwood, but a pretty good team and a great coach.
100%. Well, we're going to transition to the Hawks Naismith Classic, where I was at this Saturday. First game I saw, man, which was really the reason why I went, man. I'm showing some love to the girls basketball. Shout out to WBB. Went saw Langston Hughes played in top-ranked girls team, Hebron Christian. And boy, was it a matchup. Hebron Christian, who obviously missing Arby Beckham, but you know what I mean, they still did their thing. Jakira, what's her last name? Jakira Butler, you know what I'm saying? She led the way. I believe she had 20+ points. Arby's sister Alana did her thing, man. You can't forget about Oso on the glass, man. You know what I'm saying? They came out, knocked down shots, played efficient basketball, and what it came down to just Langston Hughes getting in foul trouble. Michaela Taylor, Georgia Tech commit. You know what I'm saying? She got in foul trouble, so down the stretch. You know what I mean? Just couldn't get rebounds, man. And then, you know what I'm saying? That's just what it was, man. But, you know what I'm saying? Hats off to Jocelyn Faison, man. I'm finna pull up a clip here real quick, man. She did her thing. It was all over the floor. She had one play in particular, which I'm trying to get to. She was she had to get the offensive rebound. Once she got the offensive rebound, she passed. No. First, she had to get the steal. No, she got the offensive rebound, threw a bad pass, got the pass back, passed it to her teammate. Shot with had to get another offensive rebound, and long story short, man, they ended up getting the bucket. So it's little plays like that. Aside from her scoring, it just what makes her, you know what I'm saying, an elite level prospect. Let me know when you got me up, brother.
Bet. If you want, you can hit that button, that up and down button so we can see it better.
All right. I'm trying to find the best one. All right, here we go.
There you go.
Here it is. Bad pass. Has to get it back. Shot from the corner. Here goes the rebound. Boom. Shot on the floor. You know what I mean? You just can't get no better than that, man. That's efficient, man. And then also another player that you need to be familiar with for who's actually a stock riser is Cornelia Ellington. Nelia Ellington, man. Shoot a curve off the ball, kind of like a 5'8", 5'9" point guard. Gritty, you know, she's going to play defense, but she will burn your eyelids off if you let her. So definitely want to hedge on that screen. But, you know what I'm saying, those are two girls, aside from Michaela, who I wanted to go see. And, you know what I'm saying, that was definitely a spectacle during my time there. And that was the only game I saw at the Hawks Naismith Classic. But, you know what I'm saying, shout out to girls basketball, man. It's And what do you think, brother? Do you feel like, because there hasn't been much attention on women's basketball this year, obviously Caitlin Clark is in the WNBA, but what do you think?
I told you. I mean, we're gonna talk about it in our WBB segment in college, but I told you the frenzy is not there. I mean, you compare the last few years, this is a frenzy around college basketball for women. Now, I'm not saying that Caitlin didn't deserve it, but that was my point I was making back then when we was doing our show. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh, like it should be the same coverage. And it was like, well, nah, it's like, what you mean? Like, this is what I mean. Like, we're seeing it this year. It's not now, granted, football still got stuff going on. Maybe
yeah,
it'll be more, afterwards, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Maybe that's the case that you got, college football playoff right now would just be bowl games, and it was maybe a more of a focus. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that plays a part into it, but it feels like it was way more. And it's in a good place right now, I think, girls basketball.
it's in a great place. I agree with you. Since state high school championships was just a couple of days ago, it concluded last night. So it's a good point, man. A lot of people, here we are in a football state, probably a football nation. So that's probably why. But it's gonna be interesting to see how it moves on. You still got Juju up there, you know what I'm saying? You still got a lot of hoopers, bro. Hannah Hidalgo, who we'll talk about later in the segment. But we covered the House Naismith Classic, we covered the Battle of the Peach. Let's segue into some more more high school hoops before we move on to college ball. Walton enters the top 3 in 6A per Kyle Sandy's rankings. Biggest wins or biggest games, I say they lost by 3 to Wheeler, and they beat Etowah and they beat Peachtree Ridge, obviously. But just some guys, man. They're a group. They're like interchangeable. They got guys who like 6'4", 6'5". Yeah, obviously you got Gil Strap, who was a quarterback for Walton this year. You know what I'm saying? He will let that thing fly just like he did on the football field. He will bring your eyelids off. Nicholas Avalani, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, brother. CJ Jordan. So like I said, they're a group of interchangeable guards, which when I say that, everybody can dribble the ball. They can dribble the ball, handle it, shoot. They're really a 5-out type of offense. They're real gritty. Most of them are dual sport athletes playing football. So they're going to defend and they're going to make shots. And I feel like some teams who are, you know what I'm saying, longer, bigger, you know what I'm saying, they come play a team like that who can really press you, you know what I'm saying, who can really pressure the big. They can turn you over quick, you know what I'm saying, all come down and shoot shots. That's tough. That's tough to defeat night in, night out, man. Have you had a chance to see it?
I have not yet. They actually just played in the Santa Jam over there, I think at Lambert High School. They played second year, 3-point loss. And now when I'm saying players, you're missing Gil Strop, 14. Obviously, Avalani, he had 19. But I have not had a chance to see them. But I know that you play a Willard team that close. That says a lot about how good you are. Willard just beat somebody one-on-1 to 38 in that Hawaii tournament. And that's one of the top ones in top programs that play there. So for you hanging and battling with a rival that's not too far from you and only losing by 3 points, I think it says a lot. So I think they definitely gonna be a playoff team. They got some guys that can score and can fill it up, and they got some guys that can be in the rotation that plays really well. So I think it's just a matter of time for Walton. It's gonna be a little process, but I think they're gonna be there when it's said and done, just making the postseason.
Most definitely, I agree with you, man. I predict this team probably Elite 8 round. They may surprise somebody like they lost to Wheeler. You know what I'm saying? A couple more possessions. So they could possibly upset a team like that. So we'll see. But my prediction is a Elite 8 team this year. All right. Another top team that you need to keep eye on if you're a Georgia hoop lover is definitely Grovetown. Grovetown Warriors out of Augusta, Georgia. A notable alumni, obviously, is Darion Reeves playing at Alabama right now, which is another reason why that team is super elite. They got a lot of depth. But they lost a narrow game to Grayson. Well, not narrow. They lost 55-70, but it had some a couple standout players. But Marcus Curry, I'm sharing my screen here, and we'll let you see some of his highlights, brother. He is electric. I believe he had 20 points, 20 plus points versus that Grayson team. All right, here we go. Kind of blow it up. Yep. Turn the volume down so we don't get no demonetization. I believe it's like 6'4". He looks 6'4" here, super lanky. Looks stronger than what he is. You know what I'm saying? Have a slender frame. You can see he's got some muscle definition. But it's into the teeth of the defense. Obviously, you know what I'm saying, not afraid of the big moment of playing at home. Put back lay there, you know what I'm saying, not afraid to talk. But he can burn you, man. The high socks, I'm not sure if I'm feeling the high socks, but it's definitely an old school look, so I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? Catches Wilkins slipping, not hedging up over the screen, burnt his eyelids off there. Looks like a P4 to me, man. We'll do one more clip. Body control, one more, because you know what I'm saying, he gave me a reaction. That might have been the last play. That was the last play. So 23 points, 9 rebounds against Grayson. Great job, brother. Definitely got to shout him out. Marcus Curry Jr. And I think, you know what I'm saying, they got a couple guards who is kind of similar to Walton, right? Just, you know what I'm saying, maybe a little more skilled. You know, these are all basketball players here. You know what I'm saying? They're all interchangeable. You know what I'm saying? They can press you. You know what I'm saying? A real gritty, in-your-face type of basketball play. So to play a Grayson team hard like that, who had to take a Wilkins and so on and so forth, Caleb Holt, the number 3 player in the country, to be able to get downhill like that and give them a scare, you got to respect it.
No, 100%. I mean, he was hooping, and you playing the top tier team that has been beating everybody, putting B2A. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge for them. Obviously, that's a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Kind of trying to build there. Always playing them tough, man. So obviously, that's going to be a team to continue to watch, man. Shout out to Scotland Near Media also for the clip as well.
Most definitely. Got to shout out to media, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Segueing into college basketball. We're talking top freshman scorers. We all know, everybody knows Dylan Harper, Trey Johnson, Texas, Jermaine Fears, Oklahoma. You may know him from the EYBL circuit, was one of the top scorers. Ace Newell, Georgia, Boogie Fland in Arkansas. But who many of y'all may not know, but you may know the last name, Andrej Stojakovic. His father, I can't remember his dad's first name, but Stojakovic played in the NBA earlier. I'm sending the floor to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Just what do you think about the freshmen that are going crazy this year? And is there anybody that you feel like should be added to this list?
I think it's a phenomenal freshman class. I think they're doing a really great job. We knew that coming in, and I think it's been a little minute since we've seen a freshman class be this dominant early on and just had this impact on the hardwood. And I think my favorite one so far has been definitely Dylan Harper. Just what he's doing, getting in and out of the breaks, being able to take over scoring wise, being able to fill it up, and also get his teammate involved, Ace Bailey. He's been my favorite to watch thus far for the Rutgers, and I think he's been fantastic. The one I will mention is an underrated pick, and that's Jaden Mustaf. For the last 5, I think it is, or for the last 6 games, I think he's had like 15 points or more. So he's starting to kind of come on for Georgia Tech, and he's been crucial to them. Now, obviously, we'll talk about them more later. I don't want to talk about what's latest that happened with them, but he has been impressing me too. Obviously, Cooper Flag, everybody knows the way he's been playing. But mention one more name. I like Slim. I ain't been able to see big games, but I like Slim. You know how I feel about, obviously, Isaiah Evans. I like his game. I ain't been able to watch a lot of Duke hoops here lately because it's been so hectic and busy. But soon as the calendar turns, I'm going to be locked and loaded and tuned in. So I want to see if he's getting more time since he had that outing where he really went off. I think it was against Auburn. I want to see what's been the latest with him. But those are some of the freshman scores I like the most right now.
100%. Let's see. Dylan Harper averaging 23 points. Trey Johnson, Trey Johnson averaging 19.9 points a game. That's very tough. Let's see, where's Andres at? All right, Andres averaging 19.9 points a game. So I agree with you, brother. This is a class of freshmen that are definitely elite. What's Boogie Fland there? I think Boogie's averaging like 16. But kids not afraid of the moment. I think it's a product of just them playing more basketball during the summer, man, playing more meaningful games in, you know what I'm saying, big environments, like, you know, playing at Peach Jam, playing at Showcase like the City of Palms, I think it's going on right now. You know, these kids, they're just coming in like, yeah, you know, once I get this offensive system down, I know what to do with the ball. come see me a high ball screen. I know what move. I know how to get my defender off balance. So it's not a surprise, to be honest, but it's just gonna be crazy to see where the game goes, man, for these young kids to come in and impact so early. Jordan Mustar, that was a big one. I you know what I'm saying, but these are like top I think top 30 scorers in college basketball right now. But Tennessee, they're currently ranked the top team in the NCAA. I'll say I think they're the most worthy team. Are they the true number one? No. But they are the most worthy team. They're undefeated. You know what I'm saying? They're in the SEC. They got a lot of quad. They got some quad 1 win, quad 2 wins.
They don't think they got no quad 1. They definitely got quad
1s.
I don't know.
Got quad 2s.
Nah, I don't think so. That's what I was gonna bring up on my point. It's just like, are they worthy? Yes. Are they the best? No. And the reason I said no, they haven't played nobody really yet. Now you got Miami on there, Syracuse. You got obviously Baylor. You know what I'm saying? You got who was the other team to be? I said Miami, Baylor.
Louisville.
Yeah, they all right. It's one more team that was notable. Illinois has a pretty good win for them on the road, but it's like, bro, let me see when y'all play the SEC. Let me see when y'all play Arkansas January 4th. You know, when y'all back from break, when y'all playing Florida, Texas, Georgia. Like I can't say that right this second. I need to see a little bit more first. But they have been winning. They look for real. They got a lot of good scores. They share the basketball, but not just yet. Are they worthy? Yes. Are they the true? Remains to be seen.
Remains to be seen. That's good. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. It remains to be seen. I like Chaz Lanier though. He loves the stat sheet.
Yeah.
But you gotta respect Rick Barnes though. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it for a long time now, coming from Texas. You know, he went out the door kind of weirdly, oddly.
He need a ring, bro. You need a ring. It's time.
He needs a ring.
He needs a ring. I don't know if they won one in the era he's been at Tennessee. I can't think of none. They've had some deep runs, but yeah, about time, bro.
Facts. So if they continue this run, man, I know Caleb definitely Caleb Wilson in particular definitely paying attention to that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see. I was like, man, I want to be on. I want to be in that power T.
True.
But so Tennessee not a true number one. Now we're gonna get to our Georgia Tech updates, man. I'm gonna give you the floor, brother.
Yeah, man. So they took a really ugly loss against Northwestern. They dropped to 4-6 on the season. Just struggled scoring, turn over the ball too much. You know what I'm saying? They've been hurt without their players. They've been injured for a lot of the year and things like that. But finally was able to get a win last night. They ended up beating UMBC 91-82. So you know, that was a big win for them. Four scores in double figures. Nate George with 18, Lance Terry with 15, Jada Mustafa, who I just mentioned, had 15, and Baden Dongo had a near double, 17 and 9. Excuse me. So that was probably one of their better efforts offensively. The key there, though, they finally got JVR McCullum back in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? He played 18 minutes, probably shaking off a little bit of rust. You know, hasn't played a lot this year. And then Ryan Mutombo finally looked like he got some minutes in that one, played 13, had 6 points and 7 boards. Didn't really see on Checkwu in that one, but Mutombo took his minutes. But the key is just getting everybody healthy. And as we just mentioned, with obviously Tennessee, a great team, quad 2 wins. Tech needs some quad 1 wins. That's what it comes down to. They need to beat some teams that is formidable. And you get a good test on Saturday. You know, I unfortunately won't be able to see it because I'll be working, but 12 o'clock, you hosting Duke in McCamish. What better way to say, hey, we here. Hey, we recruit at a high level from Coach Stoudemire. Hey, we can beat the formidable teams. Now, they did some of that last year. They beat North Carolina with R.J. Davis and obviously Armando Baycock. You know what I'm saying? They beat UNC at home. You know what I'm saying? With that one, they beat Duke. You know what I'm saying? So it's time. You need a big win at home. You need an upset. You need to drop Duke from 5 to 7 or 8. You got to get one of those wins at home, and that would be quad 1. They are, according to net ratings, they are a top 30 team. So they need that one bad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah, I agree with you. They definitely need some big wins, and I'll point out they still just don't seem like they. I mean, I know they're getting healthy. That's not a fist yet. If you know what I'm saying, if you're using that Coach K analogy, you want your team to be a fist. towards the second half, obviously they started a little better offensively. They were knocking down shots. But that first half, I think they went down like 8-2. They were on the opposite end of the 8-2 run. But obviously they were the better team last night, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they play against Duke, man. Because they're not gonna play with them. But before we move on from Tech and go to UGA, so I gotta give y'all the scoop, man. I gotta give y'all what's going on in the recruiting space. Muhammad Silla, number one center in class 2025. He's got Georgia Tech in his final 5. That's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? They already secured, or they got them committed right now. We all know how the recruiting space is. Even though the basketball world doesn't seem as volatile as football, at least for right now. But number 1 2025 center, his final 5 is Oregon, Washington, Arkansas, and Tech. That's 5, right? Oregon, Washington, Arkansas, Georgia Tech. Anyway, but he's from Africa. He's playing right now in Arizona, and you got to be a fool. We all know Damon Stoudemire's from Oregon, so he's got to have some ties there, right?
Right.
Also, his teammate, let me get his name, who's on his team right now. What is his name? Forgive me, I'm trying to find his teammate's name, but his teammate. He also has an offer from Tech too. I believe he's been on a visit. So they may be talking like, hey, brother, so he's 2026 though. Hey, brother, you go there now. I'll wait 1 more year, or what I'm saying. They definitely got to be talking back and forth. So give you a breakdown what type of player he is. 6'10" center, versatile. You know what I'm saying? Real agile. He can run the floor, play defense from 1 through 5. That's not really heard of at a position that's that long. You know what I'm saying? But he plays a lot of pros. Like I said, he played OTE at an elite showcase this past, I think it's this Tuesday, against one of the top power forwards in his class, Kyle Rogers. He had 15 points, 2 blocks, and it was 6 for 8 from the field, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. So he got a big man who can shoot the ball as well. So you just never know what can happen in this recruiting space. But why not Tech, man? Why not Tech?
That's a good point.
But we're going to transition into UGA, man. How have they been looking as of late, Nash?
Yeah, man, they've been looking good, man. They got some key wins, so far. They're blowing out Buffalo right now, 73-32 in the second half with about 12 minutes to go. Silas Damari is leading them in scoring. Him and Deshae Montgomery combined for 27 points. Newell obviously has 12. So it looks like they're going to probably secure that dub there. I think they're a team that should be ranked. Now, as far as quality wins, a close loss to Marquette, who's a really good basketball team at home. That would have been a good win if they could have beat them. But no really quad one wins in here. But the competition is going to kind of heat up, right? They got Buffalo. They'll play Charleston Southern, SC State. And then they're going to start playing the nitty-gritty, right? Ole Miss on the road, ranked. Kentucky to Kentucky at home, ranked. Where am I thinking? Oh, it went all the way down. Oklahoma at home, ranked. Tennessee on the road, ranked. Auburn at home, ranked. Arkansas, that's a good opponent. Florida on the road, ranked. South Carolina on the road against Alabama, ranked. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have that chance to prove themselves and how good they are. And I think this team is good, but we'll know more, as I like to say, remains to be seen, because they have played some decent opponents. Marquette was a pretty good one, but some of those games are filler games too. But they've been looking good. Asa Newell, we talked about true freshmen standing out. He's one of them, and then the core veterans they got just all meshed together.
So they did beat a top 25 ranked team, St. John's. So that's like what, quad 3? Yeah.
Yeah, put on a net. It'd probably be quad 2.
Quad 2.
Yeah, probably.
So that's an impressive win. But like you said, they got a gauntlet of teams coming up. The SEC, I believe, is the best conference in college basketball. I think they got like 6 or 7 teams in the top 25, something crazy number like that.
Yeah, with the reclassification, it is this year. Usually it's been Big 12, but this year, yeah, they got it for sure.
So it's gonna be. We're gonna really know what Georgia's made of when these next, after the 3 or 4 stretch of games before they get into conference play. But when they get in conference play, we're gonna really know what with Ace Newell and Cisco is made of, man. So that's gonna be interesting. So definitely, Dogs fans, definitely get us in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if y'all confident in the conference stretch that's coming up because it's gonna be tough. All right. Lastly, for the yeah. Oh no, yeah. So yeah, that's the last thing for the men's side. Switching into the ladies. We're gonna start with Tech first. We're gonna go out of order, man. Georgia Tech upset the number 14 ranked Lady Tar Heels this past Sunday. Biggest lead of the game was 22 points. Our coach, our coach Nell and the Lady Yellow Jackets for real, my friend.
Yeah, I think they are, and I think it's clear. You beat a pretty good North Carolina team on the road. Obviously, I know they got 3 losses right now. They're still ranked number 19. But that's a tough environment to play in. They got some good contributions. Tony Morgan had 23. Danny Carnegie, the true freshman phenom right now, should be an all ACC pick in my opinion. She dropped 22. 4 players hit double figures in that one. They were efficient from the free throw line, 16 to 18, and they won their rebounding battle, 41 to 24. Now, most people come from them saying they don't have a lot of size. But one thing they're gonna do, they're gonna rebound that basketball, and that's what they've been able to do. They don't like the turnovers, 17 in that one, but overall, it looks like this team fits together well, and the recruiting job by their head coach is phenomenal. So they're gonna be a team to watch, man. They sneaking up on college basketball right now, and they could be potentially one of those teams that make a deep run. I ain't saying they're gonna win the title, but I'm saying a team you could see, okay, Sweet 16 or something like that. I could see that being their ceiling this year with all the great players they have.
100%. I definitely agree, man. A team they surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. And I said it on my TikTok, man. Watching some games prior to this one, they kind of took the role to play more of a half court set type of offense. In this game, they got out and ran transition, kind of did a little mix. So anytime you can be versatile in this game, especially when you're going to play up against high level teams, man. Just showing us you can navigate in different avenues, man. That's impressive. Impressive win, like you said, especially up there in Chapel Hill. But man, we're gonna transition to once again. Is LSU, are they being overlooked right now? And I think so, man. They're just, what I'm saying, obviously losing Haley Van Lith. She's at TCU right now. Losing to Bayou Barbie, man, they kind of like, man, this is LSU. What I'm saying, we'll kind of see them when they get down the road, man. Got some new girls, Michaela Williams, one of the top sophomores. Obviously a freshman coming in, man. But I just think they're getting overlooked right now. We all know what Flaw J. Johnson can do, but they don't really have that kind of I guess polarizing figure outside of her. So I think people are overlooking it right now. What you think?
Yeah, I want to shout out Nisa Morrow. She's a player that's been on that championship winning team core for them for a while too, averaging 18 points and 14 rebounds this year as a guard. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Bacon, just the same buzz around the sport is not really there. I felt like, that was kind of a rivalry a little bit, even though they didn't see each other a whole bunch. They see each other that one year with Caitlin Clark and obviously LSU. But I felt like, yeah, you're right. With the Bayou Barbie, like she got a lot of attention on her too. And she was a showstopper. You know what I'm saying? Whether, you want to admit it or not, she brought a lot of eyes and attention to the game too. And people will want to see LSU. But like you said, 13-0, when we think college basketball, we're not even talking about LSU. We thinking Notre Dame, we thinking of UConn, we thinking of Juju and USC. Not really bringing up LSU like that. So they're one of the teams that's going to sneak up on you. We think about obviously South Carolina too. But it's just been ho-hum. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. It's been a little ho-hum on some of the teams, but they're playing phenomenal.
They are playing phenomenal. Ranked number 5th overall in the nation right now. But another young lady who I feel like just definitely needs some more love right now is Hannah Hidalgo. She missed last year due to injury, but they upset UConn at home. You know what I'm saying? She put up some numbers against Paige Beckers. She had Hannah Hidalgo. She had 29 points, very impressive. 7 from 7 from the free throw line, man. That's definitely big time. 6 from 11 from 3. And 8 from 17 from the field. And standing at 5'6", she had 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 3 steals. So filling up the stat sheet there, man. You know what I'm saying? For somebody like that, there's definitely obviously going to be a lottery pick when she comes out. Probably top 3. Power top 3, the way she scores the ball, and it's a versatile film them stat sheet. But brother, are you familiar with Miss Hidalgo, and do you think that she needs more love?
100%, I'm familiar with her. She balling. She averaging 25, 6, and 3 on 48% shooting from the field when she's shooting a lot of jump shots. Yeah, she's been nice. And like you said, she had a near triple double against UConn, 29, 10, and 8. You know what I'm saying? And has dropped 20 points in each of her last 4 games, including a 30-point outing. Like, she's hooping. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's another one. Again, just getting overlooked. What I've been talking about, Bacon, so far, just players that's balling but not get talked about enough. Now, granted, they have not been as good. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I know you know your girl hoops. I think Kim Mulkey was coaching at Notre Dame. No, she said I had a couple stops. I think she did coach at Notre Dame. Correct? Am I mistaken when I say that?
It doesn't come to mind right now. I know she coached at Baylor for a long time. So I don't really know. I know she was coaching at Baylor for a while because she coached Brittany Griner. And that lets you know how long she was there. So I'm not sure. I have to do a quick Google.
I'm gonna do that real quick because I remember they had like a prominent coach back in the day.
But nah, she's definitely eating the thing. I think she's like, man, if you know Malaysia Fulwale on South Carolina, she's like a Malaysia Fulwale with her ball handling, but she's a way better shooter, man.
That's what it is. Muffin McGraw. I said the wrong name. It's Kim Mulkey. Muffin McGraw. But yeah, I just remember like those were the years they were good. She coached them from 1987 to 2020. And those were the years that, Notre Dame was a really good basketball team. So it's been a little minute since we've seen that. So that could be another reason why she's probably going a little unnoticed. But she has been playing really well, man. And, leading them a quad 1 win, obviously, over UConn. That's only going to help their resume for tournament time. And I think as they continue to play those big games, and she performs the way she's performing, she'll get more into the spotlight.
100%, I definitely agree. Or, you know what I'm saying, for my old school, like you said, coach had been there since when she started coaching there? You say the 90s, did you?
Yeah, 1987. She was there, but now it's Neil Ivy now.
So she's been coaching since the 80s, so she definitely coached Skylar Diggins. So if you know Skylar Diggins, she's more electric, more of an offensive threat. But to be 5'6" and have 11 rebounds, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that film again. But like you said, quad 1 win over UConn, another quad 1 win over Texas, very big. Another quad 1 win over USC. They went into SoCal, beat Juju on the road. So that's very impressive, man. They lost to Haley Van Lith and the Horned Frogs of TCU. So, you know what I'm saying? There's some inconsistencies there, but to beat 1, 2, 3, to have 3 quad 1 wins is very impressive. So that'll round out our college basketball segment all together, man. Hope y'all enjoyed that. But we're going to transition into the NBA, man. I'll save the best for last. If y'all want to hear NBA news, we all know that's kind of the big dog on the block. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let us know if y'all want to hear more NBA news up front earlier in the show. But we kind of go in order. You know what I'm saying? Preps, college, and then ending with the big dogs. So number one, what is your thoughts on the NBA cut, man? Do you think it's still in any shine from football, or do you just think it's more of an incentive for players to get paid and kind of bring in fans who kind of more basketball fans than football fans?
Nah, I think on the surface it's a good idea. It's just hard when you're competing with peak football. Like people in the U.S., man, they love football. It's similar how it is across the world. Just a different sport with soccer, or you say football over there. Like they just love it. It's hard to replicate the fandom, and when it's in its peak form and playoffs about to start, things like that, it's kind of harder now when it's not as much on, for sure. So. And then another problem we talked about too recently, Bacon, is just not having those games locally televised. Like that hurts it too. Like think about if you want to see the Hawks. Luckily, PC Sports Network is doing a good job, and you can carry the game on air and watch that at home. But like for most of these games, like you want to see Memphis and you live in Memphis, you can't watch that game on local TV. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to go see Orlando or something like that, you can't watch the game on local TV, so it's harder. You know what I'm saying? My humble opinion. But I think it's decent for ratings. It is more high-level football. Basketball, I should say. But I think what the true difference is, in my humble opinion, is what LeBron brought up in a comment when we talking about the All-Star game. It's just like people are coming down the court and shooting way too many threes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Way too many. And it's just bad for us. Like I was watching the clip. I think LeBron was in it. And like went down, shot a three, clank, got the ball, went down, shot a three, clank, went down again, shot a three, clank. Like you get it. I'm not gonna go in detail, but you get what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on, man. Like it gotta be more fun. And then there's no rivalries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no rivalries anymore. There's not teams hating each other like Magic brought up that point. Like if you was a Laker fan, you hated the Celtics, no matter who it was. When you see somebody in a green and white uniform, I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. I don't like you. I don't mess with you. So you had that going on as well. So I think that's kind of key and crucial, to think about, as well in the NBA. So it's tough. I credit the commissioner for that, for getting the NBA Cup, and then second off, it's the coddling. You know what I'm saying? It's the coddling too with some of these superstars, and you not having to play a certain amount of games, and it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Still getting your full contract. Kobe and Jordan and all them. Y'all still talking about the old era. They was playing. You know what I'm saying? Jordan, I think, had like 7-8 seasons. He played like 82 games, maybe more than that, most of his career. You know what I'm saying? So when you have all that going on, I think it's tough, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. And, I think that's what the NBA is dealing with, and they do have a problem on their hands. The ratings is down. I think they said a lot since 2012. And you got to hope, but that's probably why they went with NBC, because think about this real quick, and I'm going to throw it to you. When they had their games on NBC, now, this is no disrespect. I'm not disrespecting ESPN, TNT, any of the networks. They all do a phenomenal job. But when the games were on NBC, it was much watched TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, I got to tune into these games. Like think back when Jordan was there. Now, obviously, it's part of that era. But you was getting home on a Wednesday night. Oh, Jordan's playing. Oh, Larry Bird is playing. Oh, Magic is playing. And you was tuning in. So NBA needs that. And they're not devoid of talent. You just got to find a better way to market the product. Now, I'm not saying overall marketing is bad, but marketing some of these superstars. And the last thing is, a lot of these superstars are not personable. You know what I'm saying? They don't love the game. Like, I love watching, and he's one of my favorite players. Ant loves the game. Like, he loves what comes with it too, but he loves the game. Tell me how many superstars right now, Bacon, we have that love the game truly, or they're just doing it because they can make a bag.
See. I mean, you got Shai Gilgeous. I think he loves the game. Giannis loves the game. Let's see who else loves the game. Jalen Brunson loves the game. It's a lot, but I disagree with that. I think it's a lot of superstars. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be a superstar by really putting time on your craft that love the game. The question is, how can you market these superstars more than they already have? Like you see a lot of these guys, and like you see Steph, another one, in insurance commercials. You see Shea in commercials. You see Carl, and you see like State Farm commercials. You know what I'm saying? Sport goods commercials. Like it's like you say. I think it's gonna have to go back to the rivalries, man. You know what I'm saying? They show and walk in with the fashion on. So I think they do a good job at marketing. It just nobody's like a Jordan, nobody's like a Larry Bird. I mean, Wemby's probably there. Like when the Spurs were good, I think people like, because Wemby's like, you know what I'm saying, 7'4". Who's bringing that all factor? And then it's like, when you think about it, it's like, no, but other than Ant, nobody's really doing that, man. Like Steph, but
He don't count,
10+ years. Yeah, he didn't count.
He don't count. I'm talking like young. I'm not talking about Steph, LeBron, KD. I'm not. They can only carry the torch for so long. They're gonna have to give it up, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's next that you could really say? Now I throw Tatum out there. Tatum always playing. You really ever hear anything from him? I think he gets a lot of unwanted and unheralded hatred sometimes. And Jaylen Brown is another one as well. But other than them, like, who else?
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. I think
Ja was supposed to be it. Ja was a great ambassador, you know what I'm saying? And he's exciting, high flying. Was the reason why the NBA wanted him, but just the stuff off the court. Now look, he didn't kill nobody, you know what I'm saying? But just your head got to be on straight, man. You got to be doing the right stuff if you're going to be an ambassador of the league. Like they need players like that. Like Ja, you could tell Ja truly loves the game, but it's just the other stuff you let get in the way. You know what I'm saying? They need players like that. And Ja don't like I'll give you an example. I'm glad I brought up Ja. Ja don't like the Lakers, bro. He's come out and said it, right? And we've seen some viral clips of it. Like that is the ish we need. Like I'll go back another one. and Edwards against KD. That's his favorite player growing up. He was
Right.
talking his ish to him in the games. You know what I'm saying? His favorite player growing up, and he going back and forth, and they chopping it up like it. That's what we want to. That's why Ed is such a lovable superstar, or a superstar that people can relate to, because he's doing that. Ja does it too. Like, we don't have enough of that.
I agree with you, brother. I agree with you. Even probably the closest one. I'm saying, yeah. When you talk about that, you got to talk about the Hawks and the Knicks.
Yes,
in the Garden. Yeah.
Yes. That's when they come down here. Yes, that is a rivalry. I don't care what nobody say. You say what you like. Trade like exact. That's a great point, Big. I'm glad you brought that up. Like, you can tell. Like, even when they win, like, take y'all ASS home. Like, that's what Trey is saying. You know what I'm saying? Even in home in Atlanta, like, that's one that. So when them twos play, okay, let's put that game on TV. You know what I'm saying? Because those two go at it. But like, think about another one, like Milwaukee. Who was really they rock? He ain't really got one. Boston, who would be theirs? I was hoping, Bacon, that the Knicks was gonna go, last year, because I think that would have been the start to rekindle that rivalry.
Yes, it would have.
But right now, like, it's just Boston is just like just belt. You know what I'm saying? But exactly, that's literally what we need. And you brought up some good point. That Atlanta Knicks, they need every time they play, especially in the Garden, they need to televise it.
They need to televise it, bro. You're right. I don't know if they need to pay some senders. Like, we need to get y'all, y'all start a little song on the side on the court, man. We throw y'all a little extra band.
Something.
And then like, it's Cleveland, like, the whole Cleveland thing. Cleveland's probably not the best thing. I even throw Houston in. I think Houston has the potential to do something. But it's a lot of trade talks right now, man. We're gonna start back with the Warriors and the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? LeBron is in some conversations. He's in conversation, man. Well, I ain't gonna say I think it's more the Warriors want LeBron, man.
Old.
You said what?
He's old.
I had a comment on my TikTok. I was like, man, I said, why are they giving LeBron so much credit? He's 40. I'm like, brother, did we not? Y'all talking like we didn't just see him play with Steph in the Olympics.
Yeah, man, but that's not gonna win you a chip, bro. Now, they did that earlier. Yeah, they older now, bro. That's not winning a chip.
But it's entertaining, and it's something that the NBA game needs.
That's big. I'm not even gonna refute that.
So
I'm not even gonna refute that. That wouldn't be entertaining. I'm not even gonna refute that.
Well, jump ship, man. Leave Bronny over there, let him fend for himself. He just had 30. Finally traveling with the team now. Seem like Son is doing this thing. So, you know what I'm saying? Step aside, let little man flap his wings, but let him fly. It's gonna be good for the game. Gonna be good for your brand, man. Go out on high.
That's true.
But we'll see if that goes through, man. LeBron's had multiple times where he could have left and went. I think this off season he could have left. Last year, the trade deadline, year before that, before the season started, he could have left. So we'll see what LeBron does. Another interesting one is Jimmy Butler, man. Not enjoying his time down there in Dade County, Wade County anymore. His suitors, I believe at this time, are the Rockets, the Mavericks, obviously the Warriors. So that may be who the Warriors have to settle for, and the Suns. And those teams are poor shams, you know what I'm saying? One of the hardest working men in sports. But the floor is yours, man. Where do you think he goes? And so you're from Miami, you know what I'm saying? So you want to let me hear that fan inside, man.
That used to be my favorite team, actually. I really did. My love came from D Wade, in his younger years, guys. In his younger years. You know what I'm saying? MVP level, 06, and playing against the Mavs, and we know everything that happened with his career. But that's where my initial love for the Heat came. Now it's more like I love players. But nonetheless, I still got love for my Miami Heat. I just think it's time. Like, sometimes you got to move on. I think Miami just needs to blow it up. Like, they've been in a situation where they've gotten to a finals, they've gotten close. They just don't have enough. Like, Bam is good. They need a third guy. No disrespect to Tyler Hero. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Spencer Robinson. It's just they're not it. You know what I'm saying? They cool. They can play. They can hoop. They deserve to be in the league, but that's not winning you a chip. We've seen it. That ain't winning you no chip, bro. So I think for Jimmy, it's sour a little bit. He wanted his money. They didn't want to give him his money. So that's the end result. That's kind of what happened. Nonetheless, a good fit for him. The Rockets are ascending. I don't feel like that's a good fit because they're still building something. Could he be that veteran that could fit in with the young guys? Sure, but Jimmy ain't for everybody. Now, Jimmy's one of those rare players where the mentality is different. You know what I'm saying? He love hoop. He don't care about stats. Jimmy's been like that for some years. You know what I'm saying? The Warrior, I mean, not the Warriors, the Mavericks, I don't really know because, it's only one ball, and
Right.
Luka be hogging a little bit, and I like Kyrie. Kyrie gonna get you a bucket. Kyrie gonna get other people involved. You got Clay. I just don't like the fit. I really don't. I don't like the fit there. The two teams I think that stand out the most is Warriors and Suns. Suns, you trade Bradley Beal, kind of trying to get off that contract. Bring on Jimmy's expiring contract. Makes a lot of sense. Then you got another score with Katie, and then you don't got no disrespect to Bradley Beal. You ain't got a defensive liability. You got somebody that want to defend at a high level, and you also got Katie who can switch D-book. You know what I'm saying? You get another guy out there that can score and also can play some good defense. So Suns makes a lot of sense with what they're trying to do. Good core team around them. Team that's trying to contend for a title. Warriors makes a lot of sense too. Steph needs a Batman. He needs Batman and Robin. You know what I'm saying? He needs somebody that can go off him. With the crease minutes of Draymond Green and them getting the floor to Jonathan Kuminga trying to get his growth going. They need another scorer. That's why they went and traded for Dennis Schroeder. Just somebody to go get some buckets. You know what I'm saying? Can't always be Steph. The young guys are playing well, don't get me wrong, but you need a guy. With Jimmy, he gonna get you a bucket. If Steph is double covered, we didn't see Jimmy multiple times hit that MF down. You know what I'm saying? So you need something out like that besides him. And I think him and Draymond would fit along together well. They both got strong personalities. They both expect the best of each other. I think that's only going to help them. I ain't saying the Warriors be national or NBA title favorites or contenders, but they would be a lot more interesting than what they are right now.
That's true. That's true. They can get Jimmy in a solid big. I think they got a shot. But like you said, with just Jimmy alone, because you know what I'm saying, as much as I like what's the big's name? Kevin Looney. You know what I'm saying? He really only sees those increased minutes really in the playoffs, really when you see those bigger teams. Porzingis got to step up. I like the young power forward Tyrese Jackson Davis, only averaging 7 points, on 16 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. I just feel like he's a versatile scorer. He's probably going to prosper most around the end of the season, probably around April, going into the playoffs. But yeah, I agree with you. But to your point, I think that Phoenix, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I can't remember what the depth is like, but you bring on Jimmy with D-Book, KD. That's good. That's an exciting team. But just to see Jimmy with Draymond, type of personalities they have, that's championship makeup. That's like that reminds me of something like what the Bulls had. You know, Ron Harper, Jordan, and Dennis Rodman. That's just that type of mentality. You got Kuminga, you got Wiggins. Maybe they could turn Wiggins up because I'm saying Wiggins has been disappointing to this point. So I think I'd like to see him go to the Warriors. Obviously, they don't get LeBron, but I like that. Well, let's touch on Dennis. Dennis, I think I heard reports that he's gonna start. I thought he was gonna come off the bench. Obviously, he's playing a lot better towards the back end of his career. But what do you think, man? You like the move, or do you think it was just something?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I don't think it's a game-changing move, but I think it's a good move for them. You know what I'm saying? Just to add another piece, a guy that could be a point guard, a scoring guard. He can also play maker as well, keep pressure on the defense, get easy buckets. He's kind of a guy that be on the heater a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And can be able to, like, once he gets hot, he can knock down a lot of shots back to back. So just trying to fill that scoring void, somebody that can run the offense besides Steph.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just like a long-term play. Like he's gonna be a piece that we can add in here and also run that second unit offense. So I agree with you, but I am saying when I saw it, I was like, man, they could have got somebody else, but they did need a backup point guard. Like I said, Porzingis was supposed to be that guy for them, and we haven't even brought up Buddy Hield, who's a microwave who can light up for like 16 and a quarter and drop of a hat. But back to the Hawks. Been seeing some news. Bogey, who had an exceptional Olympic run, and Clint Capella, they may be on the block coming to trade deadline. As a Hawks fan, when I saw that, I said, I wouldn't mind seeing Bogey go, man. Clint, you got to get the right person to replace Clint. You know, he missed the offensive rebound. That's where I kind of come to bat for Clint. You know, offensive rebounds are big. That's where the game's kind of won and lost. There, you get 2 or 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, and that's big. That's 8 points right there. You may overlook that, but in the analytical side of things, that's big. But when it comes down to Bogey, man, defensive liability. Looking at the depth, I cover the Skyhawks. Seth Lundy is a good shooter. It's one more. It's not coming to mind right now. But they got some shooters, you know what I'm saying, in the G League ranks that are probably more formidable, more formidable picks on the defensive end. So I mean, if you put you know what I'm saying, Clint and Bogey or whoever else, um, in the trade package, and you get something in return, I don't mind it, brother. I feel like we got somebody who can step in that role, man. But I see you shaking your head a little bit, man. What's your rebuttal?
Nah, none. I think it'd be good moves to get rid of both. Honestly, I think with Bogey defensive liability, he's giving you the maximum of what he was going to give. I just
Yeah.
really think a couple years ago they should have never made that trade and traded away Kevin Herter. I think he fitted this team good. He could score in microwaves. He could defend at a high level. But yeah, I think Bogey's time. You got some good core pieces now. Jalen Johnson. They got
Yeah.
that kid that's been stepping up. I think it's the Dyson Daniels has been playing really
Mm-hmm.
good. You know what I'm saying? Then they got obviously Zachary Ricochet. Like they got a pretty good core team coming up. And then for the replacement for Capella, it's hard to replicate those offensive rebounds. But you got Onyeka Ochek, no, not Checkwo, Onyeka Okongwo.
Yeah.
He's a really good player. So you got him, and then you got obviously the youth that you can kind of depend on as well. And the Hawks been competitive. They've been beating some of the top tier teams in the East.
Right.
Nonetheless, so I think they're right there. I think they're right. They're not too far off from contending. A couple pieces here and there, and it might be getting some depth pieces potentially. You know what I'm saying, to kind of come in along with those trades of those guys, or getting a couple draft picks so that you can get this class. I think this is going to be one of the better classes we've seen in the NBA in a little bit of some time, especially when you
Right.
look at what these freshmen is doing and the other guys. So, this might be the draft where you kind of load up. Hey, let's get rid of these assets. Let's get, a couple extra picks here and there, move some stuff around. There you go.
100%. I definitely agree, man. Getting Clint off the books, the Hawks are flirting with that luxury tax line. So you get rid of Clint, that's freeing up 20 million right there. I believe Bogey's he's bringing in like 16 mil. So you put that together, that's roughly 40 million. You know what I'm saying? That's close. That's you know what I'm saying. That's close to a star caliber player for a 1 or 2 year contract. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was expiring. Not Bradley Bill, Jimmy Buckets. I'm not saying that's going to come to fruition, but again, you know what I'm saying, clearing that cap space is big. Also, another name to know if you're a Hawks fan is Dominic Barlow, one of the first to enter the overtime elite class. Down playing with the Scars at the G League level. He's probably averaging somewhere around the 16, 18 level range. To me, he looks ready. Guy who's going to run the floor and, you know what I'm saying, just give you a lot of energy, knock down shots, you know what I'm saying, defend at a decent level. Not saying he's a lockdown defender, but he's going to be somebody interesting, similar to a Jalen Johnson role, maybe just not as good as a defender, maybe not as good as a rebounder, but an offensive threat none the least who knows how to, you know what I'm saying, switch, you know what I'm saying, hedge up and, coach the head coaches, you know what I'm saying, he's coaching them guys, man. So he's got a young group that's already listening. You bring up some trinkets from the G League level. Just plug them in, let them play. Also not Jarkel Jordan, but Keaton Wallace. He's already been up there playing with Boston. These are some guys who are going to come in and play some big minutes down the stretch. But that's all for the Hawks segment. You know what I mean? We're going to end off with the Sixers. Are the Sixers done? Embiid, I believe it's a fractured sinus bone or something in the face. And Jared McCain has been ruled out indefinitely with a lateral meniscus tear. That's a big hit to that team. Now they just have Paul George, who's in and out the lineup already, and Tyrese Maxey, who's been playing solid this season as he usually does. But brother, do you think they're done?
They're done. They've been done. They were done when it was 3-11. It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's over. You know what I'm saying? It's done. Like Embiid can never stay healthy. This year he's battling more of the injury bug. Yeah, Tyrese Maxey go out. I think he had a hammy injury early. Paul George has been in and out of the lineup. Now Jerry McCain's lost for a long time. Like they don't got no chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Together. They ain't got nothing. Like you're not finna go play no Boston, no Milwaukee. Um, who's some other top teams up there? The Knicks. Like you're not finna go play them and beat them with no chemistry, no nothing. Like no, like you can't just have a bundle of like that's not how basketball or any team sport works. You're not finna just put a crop of talent together. Y'all have no chemistry and go win. No, this is a lost season. It's a wash. If I'm the Sixers, I'm gonna go and try to get a prospect out of the draft to add to be another complimentary piece to the team. And you might have to think about trading a piece potentially. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they can't work together, but that could be Tyrese Maxey. I don't know. You got to find something that works. I know they're trying. I'm not saying the front office ain't with Daryl Morey, but it just ain't working. And Embiid is hard to build around. When he's healthy, it's a top 5, probably big man. You know what I'm saying? Potentially ever.
Okay.
Potentially. You know what I'm saying? But he just can never stay healthy. Like he's won MVP, but the injury is always the concern there, man. So you have to load manage him, watch his minutes. So you're just in a tough spot.
Nah, you're right. I'm kind of looking at the G League team right now. From what I remember, they came and saw the Hawks. They didn't have the best run. They didn't have the best record. But let me look at the stats and see if they got anything. I think obviously they're gonna have something that can be brought up. Wow, no statistics are currently available on the NBA G League website. But from what I remember, they got some. You know what I'm saying? They got some scores. I didn't see anybody else any world beaters. But there's always some diamond in the roughs, man. Like you had Devin White came from the G League. Jalen Johnson, I know he came from Duke, came from the G League. So there's definitely JD Davison, who was at Alabama, I feel like he's just a couple of games removed from going up to Boston. Obviously, they're already loaded. And that may be a trade piece, but he's probably averaging like 28 points down in the G League. So I say all that to say there's a lot of gems in the G League, and I'm sure there's something there for the Delaware Blue Coats, the G League team of the Philadelphia 76ers. But I agree with you, brother. It's over. Pandemic P, playoff P, whatever you want to say. Unless he just comes out of nowhere, starts averaging 30, flashback to like 2010, 2011 PG, 2014 PG. It's over with. Jeremy McCain probably be back, you know what I'm saying, toward the latter half of the season. You know, meniscus usually takes like, I think, 3 to 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll have time, a little rehab time. You know what I'm saying? He invests into his body just like LeBron James. He's always in the hyperbaric tunnel, does a lot of the Himalayan salt meditation. So you know what I'm saying he's very in tune with his body. So it won't surprise me that he comes back and after a few, maybe a month or two, kind of gets back decently. But I agree with you, brother. It's over with. Trade Tyrese Maxey, I don't know. I feel like it might be time to unload Joel, man. Just scrap it. Try to go get, I don't know, Ace Bailey, somebody like that. BJ Edgecombe Bay, somebody. But I agree, brother. But you got anything else to add? I don't want to add any NBA topics.
Nah, brother. I think we hit everything. I appreciate the 100 viewers in here simultaneously with me and Bacon just to tune in. Again, it's a podcast we're growing as far as hoops. And as we continue to build with people across the state and across the hoops world, we just appreciate y'all tuning in. We know our football one goes crazy. We be getting darn near 700 views, man. So we know y'all be tapped in. We appreciate that. But trying to build the basketball part of it as well, man. But nah, that's all I got. Not too much as far as advice, man. Just keep going. We in the holidays. Spend time with your family, man. If you can. If you don't got family, don't mess with your family. Hey, I understand, man. Find friends or people you're close to just to, be able to spend good time with. All I say, just find good company, whatever that may be. A friend, co-worker. Just find good company during this time, man, and enjoy yourself, man. Don't overwork, and just have fun. Enjoy your time. This is a time that's supposed to be spent with loved ones. Whether that be family or not, whoever's the loved one in your life, just, spend some time with them, go to the park, go to the mall. Just, it's hard to get time back, man. So I'll leave y'all with that.
Say that again, but yeah, definitely, it's hard to get time back. So make it worth it, man. Be disciplined, do the things you don't want to do. It's going to pay dividends in the long run, man. Especially for my young cats or anybody that's in their 20s going on up, man. It's big emphasis, heavy on the discipline, heavy on doing what you're supposed to do, going to the gym. I'm saying locking in, doing the hard stuff, man. You do the hard stuff now, like my brother Naj. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, I'm gonna share a little bit of your story, man. During college, his brother was working a full-time job, and he was taking a full-time class load in the classroom, brother. And now he's doing these different things, managing adulting, and a full-time journalism job. You know what I'm saying? Not missing the beat. So that's only product of what he's been doing when nobody was looking. You know what I'm saying? So that's, if you know what I'm saying, we all know what he does. So we just take a page out of his butt, man. Work hard, be consistent as much as you can. We know life is gonna life. But change that mindset of just on like, man, what was me, to like, I kind of like it when things don't go my way, because that's where growth is. So keep doing your thing, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the time with your family, whether it's with somebody or if it's in solitude. Then learn how to build a better relationship with yourself. Just continue to grow, because everything won't always be down. There's gonna be some peaks, there's gonna be some valleys, but you gotta stay up on the up and on the up and up. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We do this every Thursday, 7:30, same time, same band station. We thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. All love and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace.